And gentlemen, welcome to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Las Vegas. This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Going bell to bell with the best in professional wrestling news, entertainment, and lots of Sin City surprises from inside the squared circle. Now, let's get to all the exciting pro wrestling action and bring on the host. Here is Mark Hoke.
Good morning, Las Vegas. What's going on? Welcome to the Mark Hoke Show. Wait a minute. Hang on. I gotta put my mask on here. Anybody know who I am? Oh, wait, everybody knows who I am. Jesus Christ, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, Survivor Series. It was a hoot. This is going to be interesting, guys. I'm cranky. And oh, you know what? I'll hang on. Let me get the man in here. Of course, it's the best in pro wrestling news and entertainment, but it wouldn't be without this guy. It's the president of wrestling.
Howdy, sir.
Phil Stamper, everybody. Yeah, what do you think? Did this fool anybody, Phil? Is this work?
There's been a lot of references to old school WCW in the last week. Let's start with Brock Lesnar as the new Shockmaster. And, and now we have the reveal of the Black Scorpion. So, hey, for those of you who want an old classic throwback, there you go.
Survivor Series was interesting. That was the major happening of the week. There was a lot of stuff going on. It was pretty hectic. In case you don't know what Phil's referring to, when Lesnar did his entrance on Raw, he kind of fell down, went boom. It was cute, just Brock Lesnar's a human being, but man, that could be the Cap Rudy moment, like at any given Sunday, just overthrew that ball and couldn't believe it. Did it a million times. But yeah, Survivor Series was yesterday. And, I was looking at some of the reviews. And my Bleacher Report gave him the show like a B-, kind of the same on CBS. I'm sorry. This was slight meh bleh to me. It was. I don't know. I hate ripping these guys. I really do. But it just didn't do a lot for me. And I thought there was a lot of dumb stuff that happened on this show. I'm sorry. Let's get into it, Phil. Are you ready?
I don't know if you are yet.
I'm just, I went back and watched some highlights and I'm like, did I really see that? Did that really happen? And I'm like, yeah, it did. We had the women's War Games match. It was okay. But
it was a thing that happened.
Can Io Sky stop doing the trash can? People are. This is the state of WWE right now. I went back and watched that clip again this morning. When, of course, the last couple of years, Io Sky, when they do the War Games match, she's jumped off the top of the cage with a trash can. Well, this time she did a swanton. Right? She's getting up there. Well, first, let me take a step back for a sec. They gave AJ Lee the trash can to give to Io on the top of the cage. And she's standing there and AJ is like 4'8". Yeah, she's a little taller than that, but she's short. She's short. And she's standing there and holding the trash can up like Io's going to be able to grab it, and she's not even close. And then Rhea's, do you need help? Yes. Oh my God. Oh my God. Then Io goes off the top. She does the swanton. And of course, everybody's like, woo, there she goes. The four of the opposing women are standing there on the ring, waiting for her to come down. She does the swanton, so she flips over. But she doesn't go across the four, right? She landed into two of them doing the swanton. There's two more women that just fall down. Phil, did you see that? They just fell down. and they're incapacitated. They're incapacitated. Becky Lynch is all alone. He only hit 2 of them. It wasn't even close. She didn't even kick her feet out. We couldn't get the little, maybe a little heel kick or something. Nope. I'm just like, what are you guys doing? I hate those heavily coordinated spots. I hate them. Like the 1-on-4s, 1-on-5s. That sucked. I'm sorry. It sucked, Phil. It sucked. But that set up the end where AJ Lee got Becky to submit because Becky was all alone. But come on. Come on, Phil. Yeah. Am I being too hard on this? Or am I right? Help me, Mr. Pro Wrestler.
You're not wrong. And that's one of the joys of pro wrestling is that, somebody could watch, 2 people could watch the same match and have 2 very different reactions. But I don't think you are wrong in this case.
It was, so bad.
I will say it's interesting when I read the results of everything. And the way I read the women's match, it's so short, just the space they took, it was a dominant performance. I'm like, that's the only line that Bleacher Report really has about this match. They have some top moments and takeaways.
Yeah.
Actually, I just saw the grade they gave it. I don't think you want to know the grade they gave it.
I saw the grade they gave it. Generally, the match itself was okay, but that's the pivotal spot in the match, and it just looked bad. I'm sorry. Can we stop? I mean, they're trying to do this Io Sky thing with the trash can, like they do Kofi Kingston in the Royal Rumble, and I'm done with it. I'm sorry. It was cool the first time. Okay, second time. This time, no. I'm finished. But the women, the good girl women, your baby faces, get the victory. So there you go. We're setting up AJ and Becky later on. We have Dominic Mysterio and John Cena, his final pay-per-view match. John. First, we've got 3 people, the two women, Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez, are out there with Dom. John's got to deal with them. And then, of course, we get more outside interference as JD McDonough and Finn Balor come in, and John's got to take care of them. And then, yay, Liv Morgan's back. And yay, I'm happy. That's cool. Glad to have Liv back. So she slaps Dominic, lays him out. John's standing with the big, hey, yeah. And she jumps into John's arms. If I'm John Cena at that point, Phil, the enemy woman jumps into your arms in the ring. What is going to happen to you? What's going to happen to you before we tell everybody else what went on? What do you think would happen to you?
I'm going to drop her.
Yes. Yes. You're going to throw her across the ring and push her. Nope. John's hanging on. They do a little cute callback to the heel turn where Liv kind of bugs her eyes out. She gets down and then kicks John in the huevos rancheros just like he did to Cody. Somewhat clever. Okay. But then John is laid out. Dominic takes care of business and wins the match. He's the new Intercontinental Champion. Overbooked. I mean, this was John's last pay-per-view match. Overbooked. Did the Cena Superman stuff, and then he gets made look like an idiot. That was the old John. I'm gonna be a moron because I'm the good guy thing. I'm sorry. They did the right thing. Dom gets the belt. End result okay. Sorry. Didn't like the match, Phil. Didn't like it. What do you think?
That's fine. It's weird because, in some respects, you can look at this match as here was an opportunity for Cena to put over Dominic Dominic is still relatively young in the world of professional wrestling. Like, is it like a sort of I'm passing the torch a little bit, even though it's not the final match, so it's not as big as the final match? And is that why they chose to do that tonight, or excuse me, last night with the Survivor Series and giving Dominic this win? Because now, whatever they're going to do for Cena's final match, that'll be the one you remember. You're not going to remember that he had Dominic, and that Dominic won the Intercontinental Championship, unless it's repeated in promos that Dominic does. I beat John Cena for his last title. Like, that's going to be the only way it'll be remembered.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. I think John deserved a little bit better. I will say that to a point, I did like the throwback to the heel turn, but generally, I'm just like, it was just too much. It was too much, and I don't like John, and I didn't like John being made to look like a dullard. But oh well, it is what it is. We got a new Intercontinental Champion. Well, then we get Stephanie Vaquer and Nikki Bella. I'm done with the Bellas, man. I'm done. Phil, you know that when they announced this match, I'm like, what? Really? Nikki Bella challenging for the world championship? She did a real fast heel turn. You didn't think it was going to be good for long, did you? Well, okay, now what? So now what with Nikki Bella? The match was, Nikki was okay. She wrestled one of her better ones since she's been back, but I don't know, man. I just don't think this did anybody any good. And where does Nikki Bella go from here? What do you do with her? I mean, I don't see a real path here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's just it. She's not there for this long-term career starting run. Nikki Bella is the special guest superstar. She's the like one-off appearance or few off appearance. Oh my gosh, it's Nikki Bella. And then we won't see her for 6 more months.
Well, she's been insisting this is a real run. That's what she's been saying. So if she's, if she's serious about that, they just booked her into a corner.
If we'll see her after mid-December for a while.
I will not be surprised. See, I think the coolest thing they could have done if they wanted to is they should have made the call to Brie. If you're going to put Nikki Bella on a stadium show over all these other women that you could have put Stephanie against, then you bring Brie back, you pull a stunt, and you give Nikki the title and let them torture WWE for a little while. Mm-hmm. I mean, I could have lived with that, but like I said, I just think that this is it's a dead end road for her, and it didn't do Stephanie any good. So that was that. Final match of the night. We get the men. That turned into about a 3-man show ish. As we got Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns beating each other up. Cody was in there. But Phil, oh my God. We stopped a War Games match, the most deadly match in WWE next to Hell in a Cell, to do the yeet. We stopped the War Games match to do the yeet in the middle of the match. Phil, my God. Who said yes? Then, and everybody's beating each other up. And okay,
I'll be honest.
Say something first.
I was gonna be. That was your takeaway of the bad moment.
Oh no, there's more.
Oh, okay, good. Because I was like, are we not going to talk about the person who left?
No, go ahead. Hit me.
The fact that Brock Lesnar left the match and like didn't lose.
Yeah, that's a problem too.
What? That's the whole point.
Oh God. Well,
I mean, commentary tried to cover, I guess, but
yeah, I guess he wanted a sandwich. Something. He must have really liked what was in catering. But anyway, so we get to the end, and CM Punk is on his knees in the ring, and all of a sudden, this dude in the black outfit. Here, let me give everybody watching on the live stream the visual again, just so you know. Here it is, right there. All right, we don't know who it is. Climbs the cage, gives CM Punk a super kick in the face, stomps him and climbs out of the cage. And then Braun Breaker spears Punk to win the men's War Games match. That person, per every report on the planet, the mystery is not there. It is Austin Theory, who was, they're getting ready to book him and get him rolling again. So it looks like Austin Theory is probably going to be part of the vision. But Phil, you're in a stadium of 44,000 people. I'd have to see what the real attendance was. And you're going to be bringing back somebody who had been on the sidelines, and people were starting to clamor a little bit to see where the heck is Austin Theory, what's going on with him.
Right.
Why would you not, after the match is over, Austin, just have him stand in the corner, hang out for a minute, and then take the mask off, and then everybody with their arms raised in the vision, like, here we go. Why would I guess I got to maybe I'm not being very trusting on WWE, and after this Survivor Series card, I was a little frustrated, as you could tell. But why would you not do the reveal on the pay-per-view? The only reason that I can think of is if they maybe wanted to gauge reaction to people saying that it was Austin Theory and see if people are into that, or if they want to maybe make it somebody different. I don't know. Help me, Phil, please.
That's kind of where I'm going. I don't know if they want it to be Austin Theory. Part of my brain is like, oh, this is a whole tease for somebody. It could really be a tease for Seth Rollins in the end. Yes, Seth is out for surgery, but he could reveal himself when he's healed and be like, I've been doing these things to you for 6 months while he's laid up on injury. And it'll be like, they'll have Ilya come in, they'll have Ethan Page come in, they'll have Breaker come in under a costume, and you won't know who it is, but it'll be all illusions that it's Seth Rollins.
The Black Scorpion returns. I think that was a great way to put it, Phil. The Black Scorpion has returned. Right. So overall, I'm just going to try to pretend that this Survivor Series didn't happen. We did get a tease at the end, and Roman doesn't seem to be very happy with Cody, and Punk and Roman share a little moment. But the rumor is, Phil, well, you know what we're going to do? We're going to tell everybody what that rumor is when we come back. Yeah, pretty cool. But yeah, that was Survivor Series, everybody. Go ahead and watch it. Go ahead.
I have something to tell you when we come back from break.
All right, we'll do it. Stick around there. We got a whole lot more on the Mark Hoke Show. It's the best in pro wrestling news and entertainment on 101.5 FM, the talk of Las Vegas. Phil Stamper, the president of pro wrestling at Trust and Phil. I'm Mark Hoke. We shall return.
Hi, I'm Aaron Taylor, the real estate guy. At 15 years old, I was homeless with no guidance or education. I was sleeping in my car, scared and alone, wondering where my next meal would come from, an experience no child should ever endure. But I got through it, thanks to the generosity of thoughtful people just like you. Through hard work and faith, I built a successful life in real estate. Now in these later years of my career, I am using that success to focus on something far greater. I'm helping the children who are walking the same path that I once did. That's why I created Just One for One, because it only takes $1 per paycheck to make a difference. To a child, $1 can mean food, safety, and most of all, hope. Together, we could change the lives of the children that need it the most. Please visit justoneforone.org to make your donation today. That's justoneforone.org. Be the difference in a child's life today. Sponsored by Aaron Taylor, the real estate guy. Aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
You could think you found your dream home online. The kitchen island looks perfect for your inner chef. The backyard, a paradise for your green thumb. And that extra room, hello walk-in closet. But here's the twist. The lot next door just got rezoned for years of construction. And this sound, yeah, you're going to be hearing a lot of that. Don't let your dream home turn into a nightmare. Work with the expertise and ethical training of a Realtor, here to guide and help protect you from the surprises you didn't see coming. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors, right by you.
At Audion Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. This Cyber Monday,
1015 FM KDAWN. This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
It was me. I swear to God. It was me. I climbed that cage. I put my foot right in CM Punk's face. Jerk. There we go. Should I just keep this on, Phil? What do you think?
That one I have to leave up to you.
Yeah, we'll do that.
When I came back from commercial, I couldn't quite see what it was. I was like, "Are you wearing a toupee?"
Wow. No, I don't. I'm not in toupee stage yet. By the way, some comments in the chat box as we return to the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN. Javon Campbell, 8357. Great week with the Shockmaster, botched Lesnar crew with win with a theory. Yeah. And welcome back, Live from him as well. What else we got? Oh, Tube Man's here. I love Tube Man. Tube Man 316. Where is The Rock? Maybe he's waiting to take over WWE from Triple H. Maybe now after WrestleMania. I don't know where The Rock is. Dwayne weighs like 140 pounds right now. Well, he's probably building back up, but he was doing a movie and geez, man, he looked small. He looked small. Phil, you could have kicked his butt.
I don't know about that.
I think could have handled it. I think you could have, Phil. Hey, you're the king of the skewers, man. I'd love to see some Rock with some skewers in his head. Do it. Come on, Phil, get that match booked.
Yeah, I have the power to book The Rock.
Tell Sammy to open up the pocketbook a little bit at the Wrestling Revolver there.
No offense to Sammy, but I don't think he has 7 figures lying around to book The Rock.
Come on. I thought The Rock loved pro wrestling. I thought he loved it. He'd do anything for pro wrestling, man. $500 and a free buffet at Shakey's.
Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, you have an open invitation to come to Wrestling Revolver anytime you want to. I will make sure that something happens and you have a match. How about that?
There you go.
And if you want skewers, we'll talk skewers.
Yeah. By the way,
I had to take my glasses off for that one.
Nice. By the way, here's a problem with WWE, and I wanted to mention this real fast. I know you got something you want to throw out here too. When they were announcing EO's trash can spot, Michael Cole is screaming, "This is vintage EO Sky." Okay, there is a serious debate of if she is the best female pro wrestler in the world. Mm-hmm. She can fly. She can do anything that you could ever ask of her. So Cole says that, and I'm like, oh, great. You're just branding EO Sky as the trash can girl. Thank you. I'm sure she appreciates that. And then Wade Barrett followed up and said, this is going to go viral. And there's one of your big problems with WWE. They are not worried about the wrestling. They are worried about, hey, am I going to get a bunch of views on YouTube? That is a problem. And I didn't, and whether Michael realizes this or not, I really think he denigrated EO Sky with that comment. I'm sorry. I think he did.
I don't think there was an intention to.
Yeah.
But I get it. I totally get it. And hearing it that way, it's like, I see it that way. And unfortunately, women's wrestling takes more than its fair share of crap sometimes when it comes to how it's perceived and feedback. And you're in a War Games match, and here's the WWE going like, we don't believe that blood and guts sells tickets in a War Games match. Oh, look at EO's classic garbage can. Like, what are you trying to say? Like, at the same time, if you look at the financial numbers when WWE was making physical media in the last decade and a half, their top selling physical media was ECW. It wasn't WWE's product. Yeah. So there is something also to be said for leaning into that a little bit without going there. I don't believe that Michael Cole had any disrespect intended, even if it occurred.
It's the annual tradition or whatever, but man, like Randy Orton doing his moveset is vintage Randy Orton. Even though I'm kind of tired of the vintage thing, but man, don't saddle EO with that.
You want to say classic instead?
Yeah. Tube Man fired in the chat box. Oh, this is cute. Io Sky is better than Tony Khan's meal ticket, Monet. Boy, that's an interesting little debate. Boy, we could start a fight on that one. And I think Javon had something else too. Vintage Io is her match with Penta. Oh, there you go. That would be vintage. All right, down with that. Phil, what was your thought before we went to break, sir?
You know how I knew you didn't like this pay-per-view? We have never, in the history of us of me being on your show, have ever discussed a pay-per-view in one segment. We'll talk about it for a whole hour. We'll at least 2 segments. We've never cut it in just under 15 minutes.
I'm sorry, but there's a bigger discussion. I'm going to save it for the second hour about Survivor Series. But there's been a little bit of discussion that I was reading up about that. Yeah, this was setting up, starting to set up towards the road to WrestleMania. And somewhat I get it, the glances and some other things going on. But this, I could have taken or leaving this show, Phil. They could have not done this show and I'd have been fine. I
think one of the biggest problems for me was that, all right, you advertise a War Games match, and a War Games match is supposed to be this big build-up, this big rivalry, this big feud. Like, this group of people is trying to take out everybody. So, like, the ragtag team of your heroes are coming together to try to stop this overwhelming oppositional force or something along those lines.
Right.
That really didn't happen. It felt like, oh, it's just another match. We're just going to throw War Games on top of Survivor Series. No, it's supposed to be a big deal. A steel cage alone is supposed to be a big deal.
Right.
This didn't escalate to that. Plus a couple of things that then didn't go well, like in the men's match, the Yeats and the Brock Lesnar leave it. Like, there's things you didn't follow for what would be even a typical steel cage match. And like, come on, like
the War Games match. And for maybe some of the younger fans out there that don't quite know where this whole thing came from. This was a thing that Dusty Rhodes put together back in the 80s to take on the 4 Horsemen. The Horsemen were running rampant, torturing Dusty and all the good guys, and he said, "You know what? We're gonna get it on." And they made a 5-on-5 double cage match, all War Games. That was supposed that they'd pull that match out. It wasn't like at a set pay-per-view. They just pull that match out when it was time to settle a score with a group of bad guys. And like, I remember the first War Games. It was awesome. And the anticipation leading up to that was incredible. And when they would use it at special times, generally it worked. Yeah, this is just, let's bring William Regal out to yell War Games and everybody hop in a cage. But there's nothing behind it, like you said. I mean, you're bringing maybe some guys that are somewhat rivals together, but did you build up the intensity to the point with both of these groups that you had to get them in the ring? No, it's a group of a lot of individuals who you just kind of booked in a match to put all your superstars on one card. So when you went into the stadium this year, yes, I got to see Brock Lesnar. Yes, I got to see Cody Rhodes. Yes, I got to see Roman Reigns. Yes, I got to see CM Punk. But yeah, that's about it. There's little stories behind it, but nothing tying it all together. Yeah. So I don't know. But we're going to talk about Survivor Series next hour too, about just the overall concept in a little bit. Speaking of John Cena, the last time is now tournament has continued. And boy, what a tough break for Penta. Oh man. Gets hurt in his match with Solo Sikoa and apparently dislocated his shoulder. He gone. Sikoa wins the match by injury default, and it will be Solo Sikoa against Gunther. And we're going to get Jey Uso against LA Knight. LA Knight beats The Miz for his second appearance in the tournament because, of course, we had an injury to Sheamus. So, I mean, we had heard a while back that Gunther was going to win this tournament. Mm-hmm. But we got Uso, Knight, Sikoa, Gunther. Phil, is there any chance that there's going to be a curveball on this? That maybe LA Knight is the one to win this thing? I mean, or would they be crazy enough to put Jey Uso in the final? I mean, Solo. I'm guessing Solo wasn't even supposed to advance. I mean, I would imagine Penta was going to be the one to win that match. So,
it's so weird because right now, looking at that field, Gunther. I mean, we all heard it was supposed to be Gunther. We all thought it was supposed to be Gunther, and he seems like the obvious choice, which tells me like, okay, that's not who they're going to pick at the end because they don't want it to be that obvious, or do they? So, like Gunther's, my brain is actually going Gunther. Solo Sikoa. Like I'm now between those two for where they're at today. LA Knight, I feel like I said this last year at WrestleMania. When I say this, I don't wish this on anybody. I'm not saying I want this to happen. I don't want anybody to lose a job. But like I am shocked LA Knight still has a job with the WWE. You hear all the sort of like tidbits of like how bad he's pissing off everybody backstage, and he still has a job. And it's like, oh, okay. Interesting that he's now this still high profile, but then you got a Killer Cross who like is off doing his own thing outside of the WWE sphere right now because he was too over. It's like I don't understand the logic of the WWE is escaping me at this moment.
I know, and I think it's frustrating to a lot of fans right now. I really do. I mean,
honestly, here's the weird. I mean, I still think it's going to be Gunther. I really do. But Jey Uso, I don't want it to be him, but there is a big machine behind him, and so I can totally see him going on too. If I'm being really honest,
if you wanted to elevate somebody, LA Knight should win this tournament. He should. Right. You give LA Knight that rub, and he's back to where he was before he wrestled Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel a year and a half ago. Now he's on top. He beat John Cena in his last match, and whammo, the rocket's back on his back. But Gunther winning, he's going to get to run around and say, "Yeah, I beat." I retired Goldberg. I retired John Cena. So it certainly gives it to Gunther, but I think of those guys, LA Knight could use it the most, and I think it would be great to see it. But you never know. Maybe Jey Uso will get hurt, and the Miz will get back in the tournament for the third time. I don't know. Yeah. No. Who knows? I feel so bad for the Miz with the history those guys have, and do you realize that Miz has not interacted with John Cena through this whole thing at all. And the history that they have to keep them apart. I don't know, maybe Miz shows up in the final and does something stupid. I don't know, but we'll see. There's a comment about the Miz. The Miz is going to say John Cena, Vince McMahon, and The Rock are his daddies to get a match. I don't know. We're going to talk about that later too, by the way. Bret Hart. Wow. Throwing some bombs out there. But yeah, so the last time is now tournament. Yeah, you ready for that? That's going to be fun.
I don't know if I am.
I don't think anybody was. Let's take a break. And before we do, I just want to remind everybody to get that Odyssey app right now. You can listen to our show anytime, any place, and all the great shows on KDAWN 101.5 FM and through the Odyssey family of 220 stations, plus extra podcasts and all sorts of terrific stuff. Go to Odyssey on your phone and download the app, AUDACY, AUDACY. And if enough of you do it, maybe WWE will do a good pay-per-view. All right, let's take a break. And when we come back, whole lot more to come. Some cool stuff going on in AEW. The Continental Classic's happening over there. Oh, Becky Lynch stirring the pot. We had that happen this week. Oh man, and we got a new CMLL champion. The American invasion of Mexico continues. We're sneaking in there, man. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back.
1015 FM KDAWN. You're listening to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Vegas, The Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Now, here again is Mark Hoke.
Sorry, I'm going to interrupt the show. I got to yeet. Yeet, yeet, yeet. Come on, Phil. Do it with me. Yeah, let's yeet. Can we just, who cares about doing a show, man? Just yeet. I'll just yeet all day. Yeet it, eat. Yeet, yeet. Sorry. I'm getting sick of it. Poor Jey Uso. What is he's really unfortunately slipped in a lot of people's eyes. What do you think's going to happen to Jey Uso, Phil? I mean, this is, I don't know.
He's going to have a job for the rest of his life. Like,
I know. But, yeah.
I've never. I'll be honest. I've never been a big fan of the Usos. Like, that's just my own personal take. I'm again looking at the history of other talent in the WWE who have like gotten in trouble in their personal lives and then got immediately fired, and they've had multiple DUIs, and they're still around. They're fine.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, this is interesting. The fact that they have taken they took at one point, it was very obvious when they took like Will Ospreay's moveset and tried to implement it as part of their own. And even the Young Bucks to a degree. I was like, oh, this is interesting. I mean, in one way it was good to see because they rejuvenated themselves. At the same time, it felt, I don't know. They've just never been my cup of tea.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I like them. It's just, I just don't know if Jay was ready for all this, but it is what it is. Well, we have an interesting reverse invasion. A lot of people came from Mexico into the United States. Well, we're sending wrestlers in to take over the organizations down there. As Claudio Castagnoli first becomes the CMLL World Champion, he ends the 3-year reign of Gran Guerrero. So Claudio now has the CMLL title. What'd you think of that, Phil? That was kind of out of nowhere.
I mean, I'm okay with that. He is an international competitor. He's an international superstar. He's a televised superstar right now through AEW. I found no issue with it. It's one wrestler beating another wrestler.
I'm cool with it too, and I'm sure it's going to be playing into the hands of the whole Death Rider story when Moxley eventually gets the boot. That Claudio's just been sitting back waiting to destroy everybody. I still want Claudio to be the AEW champ, but I found that interesting. And then we had another match down there in AAA where El Hijo del Vikingo, I'll tell you what, they are sick of him down there. I don't know what it is about this guy. I know he was getting pushed, kind of the Roman Reigns-y kind of push, but man, for a racist gimmick, they sure love El Grande Americano down there, don't they? As he gets a win on Vikingo, and they were cheering El Grande like crazy, man. They dig that dude. What do you think of this? I mean, this is a weird spot for Vikingo, and I just find it fascinating that one of their new favorite wrestlers in Mexico is El Grande Americano.
Yeah, I mean, the WWE by a wide margin is still the most popular pro wrestling in the world. It's highly marketed, it's highly traveled, it's highly visible. So even compared to a AAA, anywhere you go, WWE is the main spectacle. It's a superstar from the main spectacle at AAA. And I'm not calling AAA a little show. Like in Mexico, outside of the WWE, AAA is like the spot. So it's like, here's this person we get to see on major mainstream professional wrestling. Oh, now here at AAA. I think that has a lot to do with it. I mean, Dominic Mysterio, is that over too? Like,
it's crazy. I mean,
right.
That one I get because obviously the luchador history and the Mysterios. It is interesting to see. Yeah, I mean both world champions down there are now American wrestlers. That's something. But where does this put Vikingo? This guy was on top of the world and, coming to America and doing matches all over the place. And his home country has said, is giving him the Roman Reigns go away heat.
I mean, play with it then. Like, I don't know why. I don't know what the core source of it is. Maybe we're missing a part of the story too. But it's like, then go with it. Honestly, like, lean into it. I couldn't tell you. I'll be honest. I couldn't tell you 3 things about Vikingo. I just couldn't. But like, develop him as like, oh, his own home hates him. Okay, I'm leaning into that and let him be the total despicable jerk that everybody thinks he is. Maybe like, I mean, Roman Reigns. This is maybe a greatest example
it's the greatest parallel. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Right. Roman Reigns was forced down our throats for so long. Everybody was giving him the go home heat. Like, nobody wanted him. And it was like, okay, then turn him into a bad guy, make him heel, make the crowd really hate him, like wanting to hate him. And they didn't for years and years and years and years. And then they hemmed and they hawed that we wanted to be the next guy. Okay, great. And then they finally turned him heel and everybody loved it. It was the right fit for the right story at the right time. Like, it really, really worked for him. It's like, okay, then can you go, you're heel now. Thank you. Bye. Like, next.
Yeah, because it's so different than when I was watching wrestling where the lines of babyface and heel were so well defined, and now not so much. And it almost seems like when you go heel, as long as you can find a way to do it right and be cool, like, everybody gets behind you. It's like that with guys like Steve Austin and so on, The Rock. It's like, well, we don't like you per se, but man, you're a cool dude. I'd hang out with you. And I think you're right. I think Vikingo is going to have to take that route somehow, and just turn it around. I mean, but it's crazy. This guy was considered one of the top 5 wrestlers in the world, and they don't like him at home. But right. And by the way, in the chat box, Javon Campbell coming up with another good one there too, reminding us about Omos is down there, so he's having a great time. Good for him. That guy's so scary, unbelievable. But but fascinating what's going on down in Mexico. Let me see. We only got a couple minutes left here. Let me just start. Oh, by the way, what did you think of the duet on TNA? We'll throw that out there real quick as Joe Hendry and Jeff Hardy break out in song and do a duet of My Sacrifice. We got Creed action going. It was actually pretty good.
It was. The visual of it at first, I was just like, okay, what? And then like they zoom in on Joe to start, and he has the Joe Hendry mic because it's the mic, like his mic flag on it. And I was like, oh God, where is this going to go? And it ended up being really good. I was really surprised.
Yeah. So congratulations to those guys. They're having some fun. By the way, and I do have some thanks I want to give out here real quick as well. Jimmy Fallon, I think he's still here in town, unless he and the family just hopped a plane after their shows and got the heck out of here, which I wouldn't blame him. But Jimmy Fallon from Fox News, and we had him on the show, Fox News and Fox Across America. Very happy to see his comedy show last night. He did 2 shows at the Durango yesterday and had a great time. Got to meet Jimmy, and he is just a ridiculously funny guy, but a great guy too. And want to thank Fox for setting that up for us to get to go in and meet Jimmy Fallon and see the show. So, and I got to get Jimmy back on here sometime. A huge wrestling fan. So thanks to Jimmy Fallon on for last night. As took my daughter too, and I don't know if I regret it or not, because Jimmy's a little. If you haven't seen any of Jimmy's shows, he gets a little raunchy. I'm sitting there with a soon-to-be 17-year-old, and yikes, it was a little rough. Kind of like Phil's wrestling.
Hey, watch it.
I know you're talented, Phil. Stop it. You're the man. We all know this. How's things going at Revolver, by the way?
Things are going really well. We had 2 events in the last week, so things have been jumping. We had my brain just died. We had Wrestling
okay.
Revolver and Arrival Wrestling did a joint event called Wrestle Combat in Newark, New Jersey. And then we headed up to Canada and went to Toronto for a combo event with Battle Art, owned by Santino Marella. So
Wow.
2 great events. And we are looking to continue that because we have in less than 2 weeks, we'll be back in Iowa on December 13th. And then less than a week after that, on the 18th, we go to Dayton, Ohio for our holiday special.
Nice. Christmas beatings or something like that? We got
No, holiday special. It's a holiday special. No season beatings, no Christmas chaos, no Santa slams.
Phil, we've got the FSW Vegas seasons beatings show coming up soon, so we're looking forward to that. All right, when we come back,
Season beatings is the 27th, so I get it.
all right, we come back, and David Shabazz is going to be joining us here in hour number 2. Can't wait, but I'm going to go off. I've been going off all morning as is, but I'm going to go off about Survivor Series overall when we come back. Plus, we're going to talk about Becky Lynch, her comments. We're going to talk about what happened to Bret Hart and the AEW Continental Classic. We'll be right back.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show, like us on Facebook at The Mark Hoke Show, and visit markhokeshow.com to keep up with everything happening with the show. And remember to check out all of our archive shows on YouTube at The Mark Hoke Show and download our podcasts at markhokeshow.podbean.com and all your favorite podcast outlets. So join The Mark Hoke Show family today, and thanks for listening.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Las Vegas. This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Going bell to bell with the best in professional wrestling news, entertainment, and lots of Sin City surprises from inside the squared circle. Now, let's get to all the exciting pro wrestling action and bring on the host. Here is Mark Hoke.
Hi, everybody. I'm the mystery wrestler. I kicked CM Punk in the face. Who am I? I'm not. Help me.
Catch that Pokemon.
I have my headphone black bag over my hand right now for those either not watching the live stream. If you're not watching the live stream, by the way, this great The Mark Hoke Show, what are you doing? Get in there. X at Mark Hoke Show, Facebook, YouTube, The Mark Hoke Show, and you can see me doing a puppet show.
Hi, my name's Austin. Maybe. Depends if everybody likes me or not. I could be Chris Jericho.
No?
It's
No,
Vince
Phil?
McMahon.
Oh my God, did you just say that? That's funny. That's funny. With that, let's bring in the author of Pro Wrestling's Black World Champions 3rd edition. Let's see his reaction to all the hijinks and shenanigans. My good friend David Shabazz. Dave, it's been a hell of a morning already as I tore Survivor Series apart. How are you doing, by the way?
Doing good. Glad to be here, Mark and Phil. Good to see you guys again.
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, autographed copies of Pro Wrestling's Black World Champions 3rd edition available now until December 8th, 2025. So, Dave, tell everybody where they're going to get that awesome book, and we'll talk about it a little bit later on the show.
Yes, my website, davidlshabazz.com.
Yeah, do it. Stop screwing around, everybody. It's an awesome book. Yeah. All right. So I tore Survivor Series apart in the first hour. All right. Pretty much wrecked that show last night. But let's look ahead a little bit, and then I'm going to throw a theory out. Apparently, because we saw the loving glances from Roman, Cody, and CM Punk. Well, right now, from Dave Meltzer is saying that the main event of Night 2 of WrestleMania at the moment is slated to be Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. Now, guys, third time around, are you buying that? Would you be excited for Cody and Roman 3? Or is this a bad idea? Phil, let me get your thoughts on that first.
I'm not jumping for joy at it. It's so odd because in my brain when we were talking about, it's Austin Theory under a mask at Survivor Series, like, okay, they're putting Austin Theory in the main event. Is he ready? Is he that guy? Like, and I'm like, no, they have so many other people in the main event picture. It doesn't make sense right now. It'd be very muddied if it ended up being Austin Theory. At the same note, we're going to get Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, 3-4.
3-4-ish. Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know. I don't think that's the right call. I think there needs to be another plan in motion. Hey, where's The Rock? And do Rock versus Roman Reigns. Like that could be the better angle at this point, 2 years later.
That's not a bad idea. Dave, what do you think? Would you be excited about that match?
Yeah, I would if it was The Rock in there. And let me just kind of throw a little shade, I guess, at my cable company. I missed War Games yesterday because, I have a subscription to Disney Plus and ESPN Plus and Hulu and all of that, and I was supposed to have it, but for some reason I couldn't watch it. So I was just totally upset about that. Sorry, I had to put that in there.
That's all right.
Yeah, I would love. I'm really not too excited to see Cody and Roman again at this point. I'm just not. I'd rather see The Rock or somebody else in the mix.
Yeah, and they were possibly talking about doing. Well, there were a couple conversations that I read about that they were thinking about doing Roman and Seth for the World Championship before Seth got hurt, and I had been cool with that. A lot of great stories you could lead up with. Possibly a triple threat with Punk and Roman and Cody, even though I don't know how that would work with Punk as world champion. Now, Punk wouldn't have been the world champion that could have been a lot of fun. But I'm really curious to see where this build's going to go. And Phil, you mentioned it too, because that was the next point I was going to make is, if Austin Theory is going to be joining the Vision group, who's in charge of that group? Who's the number one guy in there? Is it Bronson Reed who pinned Roman Reigns? No, is it Austin Theory? No, who's the number one guy out of those three?
Oh man.
And look, is Logan Paul in that group too? I don't even know.
You know who is the leader of that group? Paul Heyman.
Paul, that is very true.
Yeah, that is the leader.
Braun Breaker. I think a lot of people were expecting Braun to be the guy to get that big push too. So I feel like confused.
I don't know if not that it's tarnished, but it's like, okay, where is the star of Braun Breaker right now? It's like a low-hanging star. It needs to be propped up a little bit more. And as they're getting ready for WrestleMania season, if they're going back in the direction of things we've seen before, well, that doesn't leave Braun anywhere.
It doesn't leave any of those guys anywhere.
Right.
All that work is gonna go down the tubes. Now, David, I do think it's good that, especially let's throw Logan Paul in there and say they're four guys. I will say this. I think it's cool that you've got four young guys being taken on by Paul Heyman and mentoring them. It's just a question of how do you break them through at this point? Because if you decide, well, we're just going to go Cody Roman again, well, then Bronson's win over Roman doesn't really mean the thing, at least right now. There's good and bad on it, David.
I'd like to see Austin Theory kind of take the leadership. I thought that it looked like he was being groomed at one time to move up, and all of a sudden it seemed like that the push that he was getting just stopped. And unless I missed something somewhere, but I kind of think that he had the charisma. I'd like to see him get a shot and kind of see what's going to happen there. Of course, Braun Breaker as well. I mean, because he's definitely talented. Either one of those two, I would like to see take the helm of leadership.
See, and so there goes Bronson Reed. I mean, isn't that crazy? I mean, those guys are so talented, but there's a wall of guys that are blocking them right now, and then you got to sort out which ones are going to be the ones to go over. Who's the Ric Flair of the Four Horsemen? So pretty fascinating there. I'm gonna be interested to see where that all ends up. But Survivor Series. And I just want to talk about it overall for a second, because, if you were listening to the first hour, you could tell I didn't really enjoy the show that much. David, you were okay, by the way. You missed.
I didn't miss much.
Oh, man. Oh, you did.
Oh, okay.
You did, but I'm not going to say it was all good. Yeet. Sorry, Jay. If I ever get to meet Jay, he's going to kill me. But WWE had mentioned there was and I forget which official was talking about them changing their pay-per-views around, but they weren't going to touch the big four. But I'm going to be honest with you guys. Survivor Series, when it started, was a fun show where you would get a bunch of different guys having a chance to work with each other that normally didn't. You'd have all these fun Survivor Series matches. And somehow over the years, it changed into a regular card, and then they put War Games on it, which War Games is kind of, to me, has lost its luster in WWE. Is it time to bag Survivor Series? Why are you even call it Survivor Series when you're only doing you're doing a War Games match? It's not even a real Survivor Series match. So the term Survivor Series doesn't mean anything anymore. So am I on the right track here to say, you know what, maybe we just make Money in the Bank the number 4 pay-per-view, and since it's kind of number 5 anyway, and I hate to break the tradition, but maybe it's time to say goodbye to the Survivor Series concept. Dave, what do you think?
Yeah, from what I read, it really wasn't I think I read somewhere that it was a PG match, and it was supposed to be War Games.
Right. That's a problem. That's a problem. But like I said, you're not doing Survivor Series matches anymore. So why are you even calling it Survivor Series? Phil, am I right on this?
I mean, well, I said this earlier. You know, the whole edition of War Games is supposed to up the ante, but War Games is typically to like for big rivalries, big factions, big feuds, and these were like hodgepodge put together last second, sort of like, oh, you're in it, you're on my team, okay, cool, and like that was to replace the standard Survivor Series match. I'm like, it didn't work because it didn't meet that level of expectation. Like, for honestly, Hell in a Cell to me is a really decent big size, you know, or Elimination Chambers, big, huge selling point steel cage match. I put War Games in that same tier of a match, and this was not it. It was a match with a cage around it.
Yeah,
and that's it. And it wasn't even under cage rules. So,
well, and why are we not doing at least one? Give me one standard Survivor Series match, 5-on-5 elimination match. Just give me one on the card, because if you're not giving it to me, it's not Survivor Series, David. It's not.
Yeah, it seems to have changed a lot. I mean, it's like they just sort of put people together on the team, and let's just, okay, we've got to do another pay-per-view, so let's just get some guys together and see what makes of it, and then we can kind of build storylines from there based on whatever happens. That's kind of what it seems like to me.
Yeah, it really has become a premium live event. Sorry, guys. It has become a secondary premium live event to me. It really has. It's a shot to build storylines, and I'm still trying to figure out what storylines they completely built yesterday. I mean, like I said, there was little seeds planted maybe, but I've lost the purpose of it, Phil. I'm sorry.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's very fair.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens, but Royal Rumble coming up soon. So we'll see what all comes out of that. Oh, man, oh day. Sorry. Can you tell I was frustrated with Survivor Series, guys? Can you tell?
Yes.
You're holding it so close to your chest.
You know what? Maybe I should bring my little friend back again. There, I bet. Hey, little black bag person. Did you like Survivor Series?
We're okay. All right. Did you see me kick Punk?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it was great.
Good Lord. Wow, I landed that on the mic stand too. That was pretty good. Oh, God. All right. A lot of pot stirring happened this week. I mean, a lot. Let's start with Becky Lynch real quick, and we got a couple more too. But let's go to Becky, who in an interview she was doing with Seth Rollins basically said there was some WWE superstar that was trying to seduce the ladies. And, well, if he was successful, you got blackballed. If he wasn't successful, you got blackballed. She would not name the person. I'm going to say this first. If you're not going to name the person, then why even bring the story up? Because now everybody's wondering who it is. You know, but that's kind of really backstagey stuff. But man, that's a heck of an accusation to make, Phil. I mean, that's a real big accusation to make. So, any ideas, by the way? You know, you're on the inside.
Well, one, I don't want to speculate on who that is at all. That's a whole legal issue. But on the side of, well, that also brings up why I think somebody who is so media savvy and trained as Becky Lynch is by this point in her life and career, I'm not going to say who, because are there literal receipts? Like, are there things that would prove it or not? So maybe that's why the name wasn't brought up. It is also sensitive because it isn't necessarily her own story. She's talking about other, people were removed from the roster because either they did or they didn't. And so now she's telling other people's story. Well, is it her story to tell their story? You know, that so that I can understand why however it started. I'll be honest, I missed the lead in the conversation of how it happened. So I don't know how they got to that point in the story for her to start talking about it. But so maybe just because it wasn't her story to tell. I've heard plenty of stories of people who probably were very interested in the from the male roster side of the female rosters, but again, I don't have any evidence of that. I don't have any proof of that. I don't have any eyewitness accounts from me seeing that behavior there. So I'm going to guess that's why she didn't name names, because that could then open up a door for legal liability.
Yeah, let me read this quote, David, and Dave, you've been in journalism a long time too. She was on Bert Kreischer's Something Burning podcast. I'm not going to name names, but there was a guy on the main roster who was like, be careful, because one, he'll try to sleep with you. If he sleeps with you, then he'll blacklist you. If he tries to sleep with you and you don't sleep with him, they'll also blacklist you. So there was this line that you had to walk, this tightrope. At one point, he got my number, and I remember being, and then she gasped, like, how do you walk this line? You know what I mean? Yeah. See, and here's the thing. I would love to know who this is, because I'd really like to ask him, how did you do the double blacklisting thing? How did you pull that off? Because I would think that if you got what you wanted, you wouldn't blacklist her. But that's just me. But yeah, and I know, David, you've done interviews and things like that.
I hate to speculate either, but that almost sounds like a high level executive. Somebody who can blacklist you either way. That's a powerful person, and yeah. But why would she even say that? Why would she put these little teasers out there? And if you're not gonna, it's almost like she wants somebody to investigate it and look into it, but you didn't hear it from me. That kind of thing.
Right.
Got to keep her hands clean of it, but.
Yeah, I didn't tell you, there's somebody out there that's pretty mad at Becky Lynch right now. That's for sure. Well, a couple guys that are going to be mad at Bret Hart, and we're going to talk about that when we come back. He was number 2 on the gossipy list this week. We're going to get into that, and then Ric Flair decided to throw his hat in the ring too. Unbelievable. Stick around there. We got a whole lot more on the Mark Hoke Show too, and we will make sure we get to that AEW Continental Classic, because there was a huge upset in that in one of the brackets. So we'll hit it all when we return here. I've got Phil Stamper from the Wrestling Revolver, David Shabazz, author of Pro Wrestling's Black World Champions 3rd edition. Make sure you pick that up. We'll be right back.
At no cost to you, the weather is
KDAWN. This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
Okay, I'm chilling out. Nah, that's no fun. Let's keep it rolling here on the Mark Hoke Show. Here on KDAWN 101.5 FM, talking Las Vegas. Phil Stamper, David Shabazz. Should I be saying David L. Shabazz, by the way, or is that an acceptable introduction?
No, just David is fine.
Okay.
I only have to put the L in there for the website.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Well, all right. I was considering letting this slide, but I couldn't do it. Bret Hart did a 90-minute discussion on the Johnny iPro show on the anniversary of the Montreal screw job. And, we've kind of heard little things about this every once in a while pop up. But Bret essentially said that the decision between him and Shawn Michaels came down to the fact that, Shawn was sleeping with Vince McMahon. This is what he said. And I'm sorry if I giggle when I read this, because just the way he said it was kind of funny. When Shawn was in the ring talking about he lost some part of himself or he was going to find his smile, I remember Vince had the tear rolled down his cheek. I remember watching it and going, I think there's more going on here between these two guys. Honestly, I'm just being honest and blunt, but I suspected, and now I really have serious, that I think Shawn and Vince were sleeping with each other. I'm just telling you, I think I'm very close to the truth here. Shawn and Vince were lovers. I'm being dead honest. When I look back, I got caught between two lovers and I got shafted and screwed over. That is, by the way, that is a classic line right there. David, do you think there's any truth to this, or is Bret just being Bret? You're cringing too. I know it's bizarre.
That's just Bret, and I don't think there's any truth to that. I lost my brother 5 years ago. I know it's difficult to get over. I think Bret has just never gotten over losing his brother Owen, and just a series of other things, and the Goldberg injury and other things. Bret has just become bitter, and I think he's just saying a lot of outlandish things, and I hope he really just calms down some. I know we've all been dealt a bad deal sometimes, but I mean, just come on now. I mean, that's just outlandish.
Phil, what did you think of this? And how do you get to Bret? I mean, he just seems so angry, and understandably so. And David brought up some good points.
Because there were some other things that he said during this interview too that I'm just like, where is Bret at right now?
Yeah.
Does Bret know where Bret's at right now? I'm shocked that he would make a statement like that without. Okay, what's the element of truth from it? That did he witness something that then told him this beyond what he just saw in the ring, like with Vince or with Shawn Michaels, like separately having an encounter, and then now in his brain he's putting together, oh well, they might have if they were already over here doing these, and that's like some of the bigger speculation of how did all these lines connect. There's also, if you want to talk about a company that's very politically connected right now, and I hate to go this way, but there's another questionable political incident that involved two men hooking up. That is that sort of an allusion to that? Like, is Bret in his brain like, well, that's happened there, so let me tell you this story here, and here's Vince over here again, like because his brain was going in that direction. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's
we've just heard Bret say so many things lately, and I do hope that at some point Bret can get past some of this stuff. I mean, I can only imagine how he feels. Like, David, you brought up Owen dying in that accident, And, the Montreal screw job was one of the biggest embarrassments for a pro wrestler in the history of the industry. So I could get why he's mad, but oh man, you just want him to feel a little bit better about himself and his life. I mean, he's done so much good. I just hate to see him throwing stuff like this out there. But I just wonder if Vince or Sean will ever react to that. I doubt it. I wouldn't. I would keep my mouth shut on that. Yeah, and then Ric Flair mentioned about saying that, and he clarified these comments a little bit, but he mentioned that street drugs killed Hulk Hogan during an interview, and basically came down to where he said that, well, Hogan couldn't get any more prescriptions for all the pain he was going through from all the surgeries, so his friends were helping him and getting him some stuff to keep him pain free, and eventually it killed him. Boy, there's it. And then he kind of walked that back too. But wow, Ric Flair dropping a bomb, Phil. What's up with that?
There's something to be said for there's enough people on social media with who think they have their own microphones to like broadcast out. I think when people get to a certain age, maybe not having the microphone near them is good. They need some physical distance.
I to a point, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a little bit of truth to that story. Just because it is true that, if you keep getting prescribed painkillers, eventually they're going to cut you off. But come on, Rick. I think Rick saying that, David, out loud is just, and saying that killed him was pretty irresponsible.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, David, and then
Yeah, it's like where did he get the information from? I mean, if he's got credible information, then yeah, you can say something like that. But what he said, that intellectually makes sense. I can see certainly the surgeries that Hogan's had to go through, and they're only going to prescribe so much of the painkiller medicine. I get it, but you don't have any proof of that. Why say something like that?
Yeah, I agree. Go ahead, Phil, and you had a comment?
I hate to say it like this, but Rick admittedly himself has had some of those experiences. So I'm kind of like, is he like transferring some of his own experiences? Well, he must have, because he had the same thing. To get through this, he must have done this, like, as opposed to, I know for a fact.
Yeah. So, yeah. What was up with everybody this week, guys? I mean, those 3 stories in 1 week. I mean, and some pretty media savvy people too. That was, oh my God, I don't know what to say. It was something else. Let's go over to AEW, and want to first mention that they did pretty well with AEW Full Gear, by the way. If you did not see this, their best pay-per-view buys since All In last year or this year, that was pretty solid. They're saying that it matched All Out's numbers at around 135 to 140,000 pay-per-views. So, you know what? And they're happy. So good for AEW as they, kind of, are they back on the road to happiness, Phil?
I hope so. That because that's been our biggest statement on this show is we just want them to get better and progressively better and get more people going like, oh, they've changed things for the better. So I'm very hopeful on the path that they're on.
Yeah,
me too. I agree. I haven't watched them as much lately, but I was glad to see Darby Allin back and the Jurassic Express. I mean, I think those were kind of the elements that I liked early on, and I was glad to see some of those guys come back. I want them to get better. I really do. I think competition makes the industry better for everybody. I think everybody works harder when you have that competition. So I really want them to do better.
Yeah, and Blood and Guts, had some of their best ratings they've had in a while. And, they've been doing some interesting stuff on TV, too. We have the women's tag titles. We've mentioned about this tournament before. We have one of the finalists now is the Babes of Wrath. I'd like to hang out with them. Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron are in the final. They will be either taking on Marina Shafir and Megan Bain, or they'll be having to deal with Tony Storm, Mina Shirakawa's hijinks But Tony Storm getting in John Moxley's face on TV this week. Phil, let me ask you this. All of a sudden, you get dropped into the AEW booking meeting, and they say to you, book the rest of this tournament. You've got one finalist. You don't know. You got two teams that are going to be in this crazy death match. One of them goes to wrestle for the championship. Who's in the final and who wins? If it was you.
There's a big part of my brain that's like, if I was booking this, I would probably remove like three of the championships that AEW has right now.
Well, I'm just talking about this tournament. Come on.
I know.
Don't take the cheap shot.
I mean, I think the story is there for the timeless love bombs. I like everything that Marina's been doing. Marina, I think, is one of the most improved wrestlers of the last year. Period, like male or female. She's shown up a lot better. She looks a lot better in her wrestling ability on TV. I really like what I've seen from her. Megan Bayne, for me, hasn't changed since I saw her in the indies years ago. And it's like, I want her to get better. She has this dominating physical presence, but how it executes in the ring, I think, is sometimes mixed. And so even for just stronger stability, I would have the timeless love bombs go on.
Do they win?
I kind of like the idea of Babes of Wrath winning. I really do. I want to see Tony win, but you can't always have Tony win. So,
well, they did it with Hogan. David, what do you think? Who should be the AEW Women's Tag Team Champions? Because they're all three good teams.
They are. I would go with the Love Bombs just because I really like Tony Storm. I think, she has that charisma, that it factor when she comes out there. People just watch her. And so I'm just personally, I want it for her.
I got to tell you, I love that promo she cut on Mox. And Mox handled that so well. He gets so underrated sometimes, but man, she just tore him apart, and he just was like, wow, okay. So and if I'm asking myself that question, yeah, I think you have to go with the love bombs to kick things off. I think you have to, but the one disappointing thing for me is that I don't know if the Babes and the Bombs get into a feud after the tournament's over. And that was one thing that I was really hoping for when this wrapped up, was there be a pretty good follow-up feud between whoever gets in the final, which would kind of mean you'd want to get Megan Bayne and Marina Shafir in there and win it. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. We said this tournament was going to be wide open from the start, so we'll see who they pick. But boy, two big upsets, by the way, in the AEW Continental Classic. That field got announced this week. Unfortunately, Kyle O'Reilly unable to go, so they put Roderick Strong in there. But Kevin Knight gets a clean win on Darby Allin. Kevin Knight, a high flyer, the Rook. David, how happy are you to see Kevin Knight beat Darby Allin?
I did not expect that. I was impressed. That they must have a lot of faith in him. It was a good win, but I totally did not expect that.
And then, Phil, we got on the other side of the other pool, we had an upset with Kyle Fletcher knocking off Okada. How about that? We already know Tony loves Kyle, but that is a huge win for him.
I like it because I think Fletcher needed something that kind of kept him up there, because I felt too much. He was like dropping some of his. He's a great wrestler. I think he's shown everybody he's super talented, but I think like he was sort of falling off the main stage appeal a little bit. Okay, we need to prop him back up a little bit, and that victory I think helps to raise his profile up again.
Yeah, it's been interesting how Kyle has been booked. He loses the TNT title to Mark Briscoe and then bounces right back and beats Okada. So here the first set of matches were completed. Claudio Castagnoli beat Orange Cassidy. Mox beat Dorada. And then Takeshita beat Roderick Strong in the Blue League. The Gold League, we mentioned the Knight victory over Darby Allin. Pac beats Speedball Mike Bailey. and Kyle Fletcher gets his win on Okada. So we're off to a flying start in this thing, guys. This is going to be fun. I mean, there's some really interesting matchups that we know for sure going to happen. Like for right now, the CMLL World Champion facing off with the IWGP Champion. It'll be Claudio and Takeshita. And I think that's part of the fun of what's happened in professional wrestling, where the world has kind of opened up a little bit. That, I mean, picture that 2 years ago that we could be saying the CML World Champion would be taking on the IWGP Champion, David. I mean, that's crazy. And hey, give it to Tony Khan, man.
Yeah, I mean it's good. I mean, to see the growth of professional wrestling and on the world stage like that. You're right. I mean, I'm really glad to see that, and I hope it continues.
Yeah, I'm also looking forward to. We're gonna get. Let's see. It was. We get Okada and Darby Allin. Phil, that's gonna be fun too. Oh man.
Yeah, but I mean, I hate to say I think Okada's going to run circles around Darby, but Darby, you know, he takes so much punishment that like I'm sure he's going to pull out something crazy for this match.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. Like I said, some incredible matches. Oh, I forgot this one. Mox and Takeshita are going to be hooking it up too. Oh man, I love this Continental Classic. I really do. Can you tell? But it's we're off to a flying start, and I think some good booking by Tony to get a couple upsets in there to kick this thing off. And everybody's paying attention now, so we'll see where that ends up. And we're going to step back, take a break. I've got Phil Stamper, my good buddy, the president of wrestling, even though I might vote for David Shabazz, the author of Pro Wrestling's Black World Champions, Volume 3. Yeah, maybe. See, fair. Phil, you'd vote for David. Stick around, everybody. We've got a whole lot more coming up here on the Mark Hoke Show as we continue to bring you the best in pro wrestling. Hey, there's some love in the air out there. You know, all the rumors, but we got a new couple, sort of, trying to finish the job. So, and we got some news on Chris Bay, too, our good friend here in Las Vegas. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back.
1015 FM KDAWN. You're listening to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Vegas, The Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Now, here again is Mark Hoke.
We're back on the Mark Hoke Show. Here on KDAWN 1015 FM, wrapping things up. A crazy show today. Phil Stamper from the Wrestling Revolver, who I mocked on the live stream in case you missed it. Or you're not in there. David Shabazz from the author, Pro Wrestling's Black World Champions Volume 3. Still get that autograph. Go to davidlshabazz.com. Get that book now. Well, we have some good news on Chris Bay, by the way. He was interviewed about his, where he's at on his comeback. And it's a ways away. I actually talked to Brittany Brooks when I interviewed her last week, and she basically said the same thing, so I feel like I can talk about it now. But he has been doing coaching down in Future Stars of Wrestling, and he said he's doing public classes again, but he's just coaching. He's not rolling around doing anything physical. When the time comes, my body will tell me if I can or if I should. I just want to wake up and feel good. So Chris is doing okay, everybody, and he was hanging out at that great card that they did Luck of the Draw on last Sunday. So good news for Chris Bay there, Phil.
I mean, that's great news. I mean, that's really, really great news.
Yeah. So looking forward sometime down the road. Brittany said it's a long way off, but I do hope we get to see Chris Bay back in a ring sometime soon. Well, we have an engagement. Oh, I don't know. Sometimes these wrestling engagements work out well. Sometimes they don't. But David Trick Williams and Lash Legend. There's a couple for you. Trick proposed over the Thanksgiving holiday. And Trick Williams and Lash Legend are on their way to getting hitched. David, that's a pretty athletic couple.
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy for him. I hope it's not a gimmick. I mean, Trick's. I don't know. It just seemed like his image didn't seem like the type of guy who was ready to get married yet. But maybe he is. And I'm happy for him. I mean, he's former football player, and Lash was a basketball player. I remember watching her at. I think it was Texas A&M. I know she was in the SEC. I believe it was Texas A&M at first, and then I think she went to Mississippi State or somewhere before she played in the WNBA. So, that is a great athletic couple.
Yikes. Yeah, well, good luck to those two crazy kids. Hope things go well there. Oh, David,
and we say kids, but he's 31 and she's 28, so...
Oh, sorry. Maybe I shouldn't have put things in perspective, but thanks, Phil.
Anytime.
Yeah, making me feel old. I'm feeling old enough today. David, let's talk a little bit about this book. If people haven't checked it out, give us a couple of tidbits. What are some of the interesting specifics that you threw into Pro Wrestling's Black World Champions Volume 3?
Yes. I'd love for everybody to check out this book. I think it gives a good comprehensive history of the Black professional heavyweight champions, kind of historically, people who kind of led up to it, the people like Bobo Brazil, who was a huge fan favorite that a lot of people liked, but I don't know if everybody knows that he actually won the NWA title, but it wasn't recognized. So, I mean, I think little tidbits like that, Ernie Ladd being the first Black booker in a wrestling promotion. I mean, I think those things are huge. I believe everybody kind of knows Ron Simmons and is recognized as the first Black heavyweight champion, him, and I've got the women in there and the tag team champions in this edition, which is new. So I think if everybody kind of wants that, it's a good historical piece for the holidays. You can give it as a gift. I think people will enjoy that, especially wrestling fans.
Give me a name maybe that we might not think of from maybe like the 50s, 60s, 70s ish that you feel like would be able to make it today. Is there somebody that really stands out to you that if you dropped them in a ring right now, they'd be able to handle it?
Ooh.
I know Ernie Ladd could. That'd be one for me, but
Yeah, I'd love to see Ladd. Oh gosh, probably. I'd love to say JYD. I mean, I know he's had alcohol and drug problems. If it wasn't for that, I mean, I know he had the charisma.
Well, and the thing about JYD too is if he was wrestling in today's era, he probably would have gotten drug tested, and that might have saved his life. I mean, Sylvester cut off a lot of his lifespan on doing stuff he probably shouldn't have been doing.
Right.
I loved him. Grab them cakes, baby. Come on, he did the song.
Yeah, he did.
He did. Grab them cakes. That's what you do. Yeah, come on, everybody. All right, fine. But yeah, come on, fellas. That's from the wrestling album.
I know it's from the wrestling album.
You guys just sit there like I'm insane. That's okay.
I mean, maybe a little bit, but
yeah.
You're not wearing your toupee again.
Yeah, that's sitting over here. Yeah, but actually, one of my coolest memories actually was of JYD. I saw him wrestle Greg Valentine for the Intercontinental title at the Hershey Park Arena, and I had the perfect angle, and I just saw that referee's hand get to like an inch over the mat, and then 2 and 3. I mean, and it just missed, and I was like, no, I want to see JYD win the Intercontinental title. Awesome match, but yeah, JYD was something else. I got to throw this story out here real quick. This has nothing to do with wrestling. Nothing to do with wrestling. But we have a problem here in Las Vegas, guys. And I don't know if you've heard about this. The National Finals Rodeo, and this is like 10 days of all the Cowboys coming out here to do their thing and have all their competitions. I mean, they take over Las Vegas. There may be some problems with the competition this year. If you did not hear about this, everybody, there apparently has been an EHV1 outbreak. Well, what is EHV1? A viral contagion form of horse herpes. That's right. Horse herpes is broken out across the country, endangering our incredible 10-day extravaganza here. Phil, what do? We got horse herpes.
Well,
Wow.
My brain's like, okay, so you have to keep the horses separated so there isn't horse-to-horse contact, and the trainers then have to wash and clean themselves before they go between horses to make sure they're not inadvertently transmitting anything. Oh my gosh, are we actually talking about this?
David, have you ever heard of horse herpes?
No, never.
I had never heard this, and I saw this story come up, and I'm like, oh my God. I mean, because I honestly, I love when all the Cowboys get out here because they are a blast. They're so much fun. But man, we got a horse herpes problem. This is not good. It's not good.
Of all the things I thought you would bring up when you started talking about rodeo, this was not what I was expecting.
I wasn't planning it either, but I had to tell the story. Yeah. So hopefully everything's going to work out for the National Finals Rodeo. David, real quick, once again, where can they find that book, brother?
Go to my website, davidlshabazz.com.
And Phil, give everybody a reminder again, what's going on Wrestling Revolver? How can they check that out? Because the Wrestling Revolver is one of the greatest promotions on the planet.
Thank you. You can make sure you check us out on social media at PW Revolver. That's on YouTube, Facebook, X, wherever all of your social media is at. Make sure you check us out.
Yeah, and we'd certainly appreciate if you check us out too on the Mark Hoke Show. You can give us a follow at Mark Hoke Show on X and YouTube and Facebook, the Mark Hoke Show. And download his podcasts and check out the videos and everything else going on. And you can learn about horse herpes too. It's exciting. No, not interested.
I think I've learned everything I need to know about horse herpes.
Oh, yeah, just yeah. I don't know. I don't know where to go from there. We're gonna wrap.
Slide in a random thing.
Yeah.
So apparently somebody has tried to. So I already had this trademark and I let it slide. Somebody is trying to file for the trademark for president of wrestling. I don't know who, but I've gotten contacted by a couple different companies to say, "Hey, this is coming up. Do you want to renew your copyright to it?" So there might be a new president of wrestling sometime soon.
Oh, geez, it's probably Chelsea. Could be Matt Cardona too. You might be in for a fight, Phil. But yeah, you might want to renew that trademark. Guys, thank you so much. At an unbelievable show today. We will see you next week on the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN. And once again, don't forget to get that Odyssey app, AUDACY. Give us all those follows. We would appreciate it. We'll see you next week as well. We get ready for, actually, it's show number 250, I believe, next week. So brace yourselves. Yeah. We will see you next time, guys. Thanks for tuning in to KDAWN. Have a terrific day, Las Vegas.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show, like us on Facebook at The Mark Hoke Show, and visit markhokeshow.com to keep up with everything happening with the show. And remember to check out all of our archive shows on YouTube at The Mark Hoke Show and download our podcasts at markhokeshow.podbean.com and all your favorite podcast outlets. So join the Mark Hoke Show family today, and thanks for listening.
At no cost